Welcome back to the Battlefront Alliance, and it has been a while. Unfortunately, in the Battlefront sphere, there hasn't been all that much news. But in today's video, I wanted to go back to Battlefront 2017 and take a look at some of the forgotten worlds of that game. So, for new players, you may not even know these worlds exist, because they are not available to be played outside of the Battlefront 2 campaign. That being the worlds of Vardos, Pilios, and to some degree Sullust. All these worlds are exclusive to the campaign only. And I'm not saying that these worlds should be ported over to a Galactic Assault, to a Supremacy mode. But you cannot tell me that some of these maps could not be turned into alternatives for heroes versus villains. Obviously, you can't get everywhere in the map. There is boundaries set up, as there is in the campaign, so you can't fully explore everything, but there is totally perfect opportunities to cater to some of the smaller modes in the online. As we go through these gates here, this is the perfect example. A wide open place right in front of the large tower. You have the amazing environment, the storm going on. This world looks phenomenal. It's already made in-game, why not port over a portion of it to the multiplayer? And going back to the lead up of the release of Battlefront 2, these worlds were marketed so heavily. Obviously the campaign was a huge portion of that, but to not have these in the multiplayer feels like a real missed opportunity to me. Especially because you have some amazing, really cool battles in the campaign here, and would work phenomenal in an online setting. But that was just Vardos. Pilio is, to me, probably the biggest missed opportunity for maps that was not included in the multiplayer. Just look at the scenery. This map is stunning. These were both original creations by the EA team. They're, to my knowledge, not seen anywhere in Star Wars before. And that continues just to lead to my main question. Why come up with an original creation just to hide it away in a mode that people, although a lot of people would have played the campaign, at this point it would have been years upon years. And new players coming into the game this year, as we've seen a huge spike, likely aren't going back toward the campaign. They're likely jumping right into the Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer lobbies. Unfortunately, they are going to likely miss out on some of this content that they will unfortunately never likely get to see. And that is a shame in my opinion. This world in particular is one that I always wanted to see come at some point. There was always rumors about them adding some of these later on, but unfortunately it just never ended up panning out. And then lastly, you have the world of Sullust. Obviously we saw Sullust in Star Wars Battlefront 2015, and it was a really well-made map, and it also did return for the Battlefront 2 campaign. Of the three that we have looked at today, this would probably be the map that I would be the least excited to see be ported over to the multiplayer side of things. And that's just because we've seen very similar architectural style maps to this in the past. Not saying that I don't want to see it, but if I had to choose between Pilio or Vardos, but obviously if I had the choice, I would love to see any and all of these three added to the multiplayer. And this isn't even getting into Bespin. Bespin I don't think would work as well online to my knowledge. That's definitely a little bit of a smaller, a little bit more linear style of map from the campaign than any of the other three that we've looked at here today. If it's possible, if they could somehow make it work, absolutely add that as well. But in my opinion, these three absolutely should have been there this whole time. And that kind of gets me thinking. A lot of people want Battlefront 3, obviously. We've seen that like crazy this year. There's been talk of remastering Battlefront 2 2017, re-releasing that, and then seeing how it goes over with the community. If it's good, greenlight Battlefront 3 and start work on that for the next few years. If they do remaster Battlefront 2, this is the perfect opportunity. You have these assets already made. You have the maps already laid out. You have everything that looks really good. Throw these in as extra content. I'm not saying just throw these in. I don't think that would be enough to sell the game once again, and that would even be close. I don't think it would be. You're going to obviously have to add in some new heroes. You're going to maybe even have to bring back the live service if they ever were to reboot this game. Does it ever happen? Honestly, in the future, I could see it for sure. EA likes money. I think that there is the potential that they do get back into the Battlefront series. Again, it's going to be up to them. Disney, Lucasfilm Games. People want Battlefront. That's been very clear this year. Our movement has really shown that, so hopefully they listen, and hopefully this is just step one of what could be an amazing future for Battlefront. But that'll do it for this one. I'll see you all in the next video.